See, I can't see it. And then- Okay.
The role of women in the military has always been controversial. Women have played a very important role in the military since the onset of the American Revolution. To show you how women have evolved in the military world, I will show you the history of women in the Navy. I will share with you some of the controversial issues they face, and lastly, I will give you some examples of women who have made a name for themselves in the roles they have held. First, let's look at some of the history of women in the Navy. In 1862, Sisters of the Holy Cross served aboard USS Red Rover, the Navy's first hospital ship. Women officially began serving in the Navy with the establishment of the Nurse Corps in 1908. They were called the Sacred Trinity and served as the first Navy nurses. To fill clerical shortages caused by World War I, the U.S. Navy approved the enlistment of women in 1917. The Navy's first enlisted women, referred to as yeomanettes, served in clerical positions, translators, draftsmen, fingerprint experts, ship camouflage designers, and recruiting agents. After a 23-year absence, women returned to General Navy service as women accepted for voluntary emergency service, or better known as WAVES, in early August 1942 for World War II. The sky is not the limit. In 1974, 6 women earned their wings and became the first naval aviators. In 1978, Congress approved a change to Section 6015 of Title 10 U.S. Code, which allowed women to begin filling sea duty billets on selected non-combatant ships. Opportunities were later expanded in 1994 to include service on combat ships and squadrons following the repeal of the risk rule, which had been in place since 1988. In 2012, submarine warfare officers earned their dolphins. In 2015, enlisted women can serve on submarines. Today, women in our Navy make up 17% of the active and reserve forces. The roles of women in the military have evolved over time. Women have proven themselves time after time to be an asset, regardless of limitations and obstacles put before them. Sexual harassment and sexual assault have been some of the major problems and obstacles that women have had to face in the military. One of the causes of this is due to often being confined to small areas with large numbers of people. Another cause is that this goes unreported due to fear of retaliation, such as further sexual assault, physical assault, bad evaluations, and even criminal investigations. Another obstacle has been physical limitations. Some have proposed that lowering the physical requirements to accommodate for women compromises adequacy. Others argue that there are training and other tactics to compensate for physical limitations. Unlike civilian work, in the past, women have been denied admission to military simply because of their family status. Over the years, this mindset has evolved but still have some unresolved issues such as pregnancy and postpartum leave, absenteeism, employee retention, and deployment and child care. Important women in naval history. The first women to serve formally as members of the Navy were known as the Sacred 20. In 1972, Roseanne Roberts became the first female helicopter plane captain in the Navy. Aline Bertha Duerk became the first female admiral in the U.S. Navy in 1972. Rear Admiral Marcia J. Evans became the first woman to command a naval station. Michelle J. Howard became the first female 4-star admiral in the Navy. In August 2016, Dominique Saavedra became the first enlisted female sailor to earn her submarine qualification. Examining the developing roles of women in military history shows potential towards positions of high-ranking officials held by females in the near future. As the evolution of women in the military continues, the U.S. is on track towards powerful, intelligent, and influential female military leaders.